Hello everybody, welcome back to the cabin. Welcome back to Commonwealth Flipper. Hope you guys are doing well out there. Hope your sales are doing well if you're an eBay reseller. I know there's a big portion of the audience that isn't, but we have a bunch of sales. About 31 items headed out of here today, just around $1,000. Really good day. I'm very happy about it. And something happened on eBay, and when it happens, it seems like it happens a bunch. I got to talk about that today a little bit. It's not always good news, and in this case, we had a little bit of bad news. I got to tell you about that as well, but I'm super excited about some of these sales. Let's take a look. Not really super excited about this sale, but it is a sale. And we made a little bit of money on it, so $7.50. Van Halen diver down, not in the greatest condition, but hey, whatever works, right? We'll make a sale, we'll make some money. Next item is a super nice sale, and I had it hiding away on the shelves inside the eBay cave in there because it was too heavy for me to get up here into this loft. This thing definitely weighs a little bit. You have seen me sell Ab Lounge. I usually part this stuff out, right? I think I've got some cords right here and some other stuff for parting out. Knobs and different stuff like that. I think I got some knobs in there. But this is brand new in the box. I want to say I paid like 25, 30 bucks for this. And it's been listed a while, but it finally sold. So I was thinking maybe it would sell around New Year's because, you know, that's kind of when that stuff happens. $175 for this one plus shipping. Really nice sale, really nice profit. Next item is, well, if you've watched the show at all, you know what the heck I'm talking about, but we haven't done this early on the show in a while, but I wanted to today. One of our enema auctions went for a significant amount of money, as they tend to do. And the price on these things are going up. It's insane. I think I'm going to put a few more out just to maybe bring it down a little bit, but the enema is headed out of here, y'all. Let's just say, well, I'll tell you what. You go click on the eBay link and you go look at it. These things are just, I think it's because this is basically the last tote here. So we've had boxes in there, and then we take those boxes and we fill them up in here. We have no more boxes. And so this is the end of the road for my lot right here. Unless somebody has a stash somewhere, I'll buy them all off of you. We've got that one. We've got that one. And then the one inside, but I was planning on keeping them. One in here, one inside the eBay cave, and then taking one outside and putting it in the supply hut in the other shed. So, at any rate, that one's headed out of here. And I want to read the comment, but the reason I brought it up now, instead of later in the video, I used to do it at the very end of the videos because there'd be like 25 sales a day. Because, you know, if you don't have one of these, then nothing in your store can sell, don't you know? At any rate, I brought it up now, not just because of the comment, but there's been a lot of new subscribers to this channel. Actually, it's slowed down a little bit on the Commonwealth Picker channel, and this channel has had a lot of subscribers, much more than usual lately. And so a lot of folks are tuning in for the first time asking me, what in the heck is the enema? And so basically, I will point you to a video. You can go check it out. You can kind of look at the whole story. But let's just say it's a reselling mascot. That is kind of what it says it is. It's a plush enema. So it's designed to get things moving. In this case, it's designed for resellers to get things moving out of their eBay stores. All right, let me read this message before I forget. So, Kick Ash Toys. Wow, Kevin, did I just pay the most for an enema man in the history of mankind? Haha. Actually, no. There's been some that have sold around the $250 mark. I really wanted to win this because I didn't get a I'm in trouble here. I didn't get a shout out from you for my eBay store after I bought the shipping table plans. You know what? Sometimes it's difficult on those shipping table plans. You sure didn't? I always mention a name, but sometimes I don't go in and read the comment section on CommonwealthPicker.com. Or Reagan does, you know, and she goes and she ships stuff out. And then sometimes, you know, it's hard. It's hard, but I apologize. I'm glad to know that the money's going to a good cause. Keep up the good work. If you would please show your fellow Virginian resellers some love. Awesome. I'm a retired firefighter, lieutenant, paramedic after 28 years on the job in Chesapeake, Virginia. Well, that's just amazing, and thank you for that great service. My eBay store name is Kick Ash Toys. I like it. Ash, as in kick. I kicked Ash as a firefighter for a living. Yes, dad joke, I know. Happy holidays, Grant. Grant, thank you so much. It is so flattering to have so many resellers across the country have that guy on their shelf. And if they don't, the more affordable version right here, CommonwealthPicker.com. Thank you all so much. I appreciate it. All right, so with those sales and that sale, now you know why that number is so high today, $1,000. And this sale too. And I might not grab them all right now here while I'm talking to you. It's the B60N613. 5 of these guys, all 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, are headed out of here, these Schleg locks. And the guy wanted $8 at this garage sale we were at. And I didn't pay that. I ended up buying every single one he had, and there was tons and tons of them. And we ended up paying closer to like $250. So I sold 5 of these guys. 5 of them headed out of here for $99.75 plus shipping. Had another really nice sale. Not one I'm looking forward to packing here. I need to move all this stuff. Or do I? Can I get this out without moving it all? Probably not. Let me move them all. All right, here it is. Pulled it out from over there. This is pretty cool. Almost passed this up. And then I'm like, you know what? I just love it, because this was in Arizona, right? You see the Arizona, that's where that Super Bowl was. And I'm like, that looks really cool. Somebody's going to want that. And I did not know if it was working or not. It's not. I'm trying to think. Now I can't remember how long it's been. I'll have to check my listing. It might be working. I think it's kind of been up a little bit. So I think my guess is it's not working fully. And they're going to need to replace this. I'm sure I put it in the listing, but it's been such a long time now, I can't remember. And this sold. I actually redid this. I think I initially had this as a post office listing. And I changed it because the dimensions on it was going to be like 22 or 23 inches after you put it in some packaging. And that bumped the price up. I thought I went and took all my long items and made it UPS first option. And I didn't do it with this one. Well, I changed it the other day, and lo and behold, it sold because the shipping on it was cheaper. $75 for that one, plus shipping. If you've been watching me for a while, I've often said this. Now, lately you haven't heard me talk about an actual return. I did have that case the other day where somebody was asking about a return, and I'm like, yeah, you can do a full return rather than doing a partial return. They actually did return it. And I knew that was coming because they opened a return. And that happens, you know, if you're going to do that, most of the time people aren't going to return it. But sometimes they are. And at the same time, I had 2 more returns. I always say it happens in 3s. In this case, it happened in 3s, and it happened in the exact same day, which I've never had happen before. Normally I'll say, oh, I got a return, you know, there's 2 more coming. Well, guess what? I got them all at the same time. All right, if you've been watching this show for a while, you know that if a return happens, I always say, knock on wood, I hope another one doesn't, because they almost always happen in 3s. And of course, I mentioned the other day, the person who was saying, you know, advise what to do about the Jack Daniels hat. And they did return it. Now, a lot of times they won't return it. So I would say less than half of the time I get a return if somebody has that kind of a message to me. Now, if somebody, you know, straight up sends a message and it's like, all right, here's the issue, I want to return it, then I'll usually get a return. Well, 75% of the time I'll get a return. People are busy and they just don't want to return stuff. But the Jack Daniels hat came back, the one I was talking about the other day, and that'll happen, you know, if you use the policy I talk about, which is require the return. It's sometimes you'll get the return, sometimes you won't. But I think in the end it evens out, and it keeps people from abusing the system. But, you know, we can agree to disagree, I suppose. And then we had a record come back. They said that there was a crack in the record, and they said when it showed up, there was a bend in the box. So it looks like there is a little bit of a crack in the record for sure. So I would, if I paid for it, I would have wanted a return as well. And I thought for a minute, because I got 3 packages, that all 3 of the returns came back the same day, but one of them hasn't come back yet. And I'm not positive it's been shipped, to be honest. It was one of those Game Boy, like, batteries for the Game Boy, generic ones. And then one of them was a gift from a viewer, so there you go. I opened it up thinking maybe I'd have a return for the hat, and the hat was in that box. Blue Moon hat, how about that? That is really cool. From the game, Adam, thank you. That was very, very nice of you. I appreciate it very much. HartmanMade@gmail.com. Okay. Very cool. I like that hat a lot. And I really do appreciate it. Here's the Jack Daniels hat. That is supposedly flimsy. I don't know. It doesn't look too flimsy. But whatever. We'll relist that one right there. And then, see that? Can you see that right there? You probably can't. There you go. We'll get the light on it. So, I guess, I don't know. Like I say, y'all, if there's a record that's fairly expensive, we'll come over here and we'll put the cardboard in to make sure it doesn't get bent. This one just was a fairly cheap one, and I've never, ever had that happen before or anybody complain. But I suppose it can happen, and we won't relist it. We'll keep the cardboard for this one for sure, and we'll recycle that. Must be that time of year again. My heater just kicked on. That hadn't happened in a while, so I've had it on, but it hasn't just kicked on. Camaro Z28. Put it out to a viewer, as these often do. $16 for the Z28 keychain. Really, really awesome. One of my favorite buys of all time. Hi, Kevin and family. My name is Amy, and I'm purchasing this keychain from my husband for Christmas. He sold his 1979 Z in 1998. And I've been searching for it ever since. I watch your videos all the time. Reseller myself on Poshmark for 2 years now after retiring from the medical field. Thank you to you and your family for sharing all your knowledge. My closet name is Amy Nug. Amy Nug at Poshmark. May God continue to bless you and your family. Thank you, Amy. Amy, thank you, and I hope your husband enjoys it. Sold a couple of bags. Recently purchased, recently listed, and recently sold now. And bought these at the 100 Mile Yard sale here in the fall, which was a little bit of a bust because of weather. And the black ones sold for $14 plus shipping. People say Vera doesn't sell. Well, some of it's harder to sell, and condition really is everything. These things were in terrific condition. Quilted, and that one, Elderberry, I think that's for $36 plus shipping. So $50 on these two plus shipping. Two different buyers. I'm pretty certain two different buyers. I'll double check, but I'm pretty certain two different buyers, and they sold very, very quickly. So, you know, if you can, the problem with Vera is people think it's worth a ton. And so a lot of times at yard sales, people will be selling old Vera bags that are kind of beat up for like $5. You know, that's not too great. But, you know, if you can buy something like this for $5 in great shape, by all means, or buy the whole set where they have the bags, in the small bag and the cosmetic bag and the wallet. You can get them all matching. Those will work too. So shout out to Aunt Lori for reviving my interest in Vera Bradley. Plus, Google Lens makes it a little easier as well to actually put the name of the design, or in this case, the color in there. Talk about shipping for a second. Poly bags. Had a lot of questions about poly bags lately. I would have no problem whatsoever shipping this in a poly bag. If it's going to keep it under a pound and keep it first class, I'm going to ship it in a poly bag at $14. This one's a little bigger, a little heavier. I would only ship this in a poly bag. I might not ship it at all in a poly bag, but unless, you know, if this thing's over a pound and going to Hawaii or something, I might like put some padding in it and try to keep it first class, save some money. But for something like this, that's probably going to weigh in at just over a pound. I mean, this thing is actually pretty big, and it was $36 plus shipping. If it was, you know, me, I would throw it in a 1092, 1095, or 1095 box from the post office. But, you know, you can grab these poly bags cheap. And Michelle bought plans for the Commonwealth Picker shipping table over on CommonwealthPicker.com. Thank you very much, Michelle. And yes, SupplyHut does sell poly bags. So if you want to go to SupplyHut.com, use code Commonwealth, get 5% off. And somebody asked if it was case sensitive. It is not case sensitive. In other words, you can use uppercase, lowercase, combination, whatever, and it doesn't really matter. You'll still get your 5% off. But the My Reseller Genie one is, if you want 15% off on that, you got to use Commonwealth all caps. Another Farrier Rasp, $14 plus shipping. People have been asking a date for the SupplyHut out there, and I think it will be, you know, fully functioning by the Ides of November. November 15th. Catch of the day, Department 56 ornament. I know, you're not supposed to sell snow babies, but we did. And I don't remember what this one went for. It sold for $10 plus shipping on that one. Not too bad. I didn't realize, but this Department 56 went to a viewer, went to Shelly. Me and my boyfriend have been watching you for the last year, and you are such an inspiration. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I tell my wife that all the time. I'm such... My wife's awesome. She doesn't let me... Nothing goes to my head because my wife, she'll cut me off at the knees. I love this snow baby. My boyfriend is an avid bass fisherman, and I think he will like this. We've been reselling on eBay for almost 2 years now. Just a few months ago, opened our eBay store, Pickin' Cherries. I like that. I have been thinking about starting a YouTube channel as well. Can you give me any pointers? Don't do it. Don't do it. No, I'll tell you what, you know, I will say this, at this point in time, I don't like to give advice about YouTube, y'all, because you want to know the truth. I don't really know what I'm doing. I edit with my phone, for goodness sake. I mean, folks, when I tell people stuff about how I do, they just absolutely laugh at me. I do things completely the wrong way. I do things that don't create better watch time and whatever, and it still somehow works. I don't know. I think it's just a part of being different. And I think that's the key at this point, to do just about anything, because everything's being tried on YouTube. So what do you bring to the table that's different? What are you super excited about? If you're not super excited about what you're doing, it just doesn't come across as genuine. And I just literally love doing what I love garage sales. I love being at home with my family. I could do without the cats, but you know, I like a couple of them. But I love reselling, and I love being in this shed. I love creating a new shed. So whatever it is you'd love to do, focus your channel on that. And it'll come across, I hope, it'll come across to people as genuine, and will get people excited. That's the best advice I got. Starting to run low on the Coca-Cola Polar Bear collection ornaments. And that one right there, that's one of my favorites. It's the last one of those. The polar bear, little cubs in the fridge stealing the Coke. And this one right here sold for $8 plus shipping. Hey, what do you know? The obligatory ET merchandise flying out of here. 3 different sales to 3 different people. One of them looks like a viewer. Let me see if I can get this right here. It's the flower pins, $6 plus shipping for that one. And then we sold this 3D pin, down to 2 more to go. And that's $8 plus shipping. And the ET and Drag, as I call it, $8 plus shipping, sold to Chris. Chris, my boy Stones. You've been commenting and purchasing for a long time. We do appreciate your support very, very much. And he says bubble bucks if you've still got them. So we do have bubble bucks, Chris, and they're headed your way. I made a small little sale right here. I like your shirt. Swing like a legend. These are like PVC figures or cake toppers. And who are they? You know who they're? Sylvester. Yep.
And Taz.
And Taz, the Tasmanian Devil. And those are vintage figs right there. $7.95 plus shipping for those 2. Which is pretty darn cool. So speaking of cake toppers, do you remember any of your cakes from when you were little, birthday cakes?
I think
like Mama made you?
One.
Which one?
It had a lot of candles on it.
Yeah.
And it spun around, I think.
What kind of figures did it have on it? Do you remember?
No.
You don't remember?
I think it had.
No? She made you a SpongeBob cake one year and a Spider-Man cake one year.
Okay, but the Spider-Man cake didn't have it. It was just Spider-Man's face.
That's right. It was just Spider-Man's face. You got it. You got it. All right, bud. That's definitely $7.95 plus shipping. Definitely enough for you to do what?
$7, spend $1, and $38. Bye.
If you've watched me at all for any length of time, you know, even though it's not worth a ton of money, I love to sell old media, sealed, new old stock media. Blank, sealed, old stock media. So here you go. Sony, I think this is the right one, MC60s. And I've got some more, but I'll have to double check. But I think this is it. These micro cassettes, blank, still in the package. Originally $6.99. They just sold for $11.50 plus shipping. Sold something out of the mother load one more time. Right after I said I was going to retire that sale, we had 2 sales pretty quick, and good ones. The best 2 in the bag here, in the box, in the bin. Ontario plate, Nintendo DS silver. By the way, you shouldn't store them like that because they'll get bent up. You should store them separate or rubber band them together, but whatever. This one sold for $50 plus shipping. Wanted to show you where we're at. Motherload sale, $720 was our total investment. We have made $3,192 on that after fees, after shipping. That was a crazy good sale. And you might have saw me the other day with these, and for whatever reason, they weren't listed. So now they are. I just gonna work out perfect because somebody asked me the other day what the heck this thing was. It is kind of funky looking from far back. It's a cat. I don't even know where I got it from, but it's a cat on its back. And this is what's sold, and this is the craziest thing I have for sale. It is stupid, to be honest with you. It wasn't quite as stupid 2 years ago when I listed this, but I just thought it would be funny, and we were making decent money on it, but with the changes in shipping costs and everything else, it is totally not worth my time, and you almost never hear me say that. But I'm saying it here. These are Connect 4. It's just hard for me to end it because I'm like, I'm going to sell through that whole thing because we were making like $2 2.25 profit every time I sold a set of 2 as a replacement. But now it is just flat out not worth it. Here you go. $5.81 in. I think it's the cheapest thing in my store. Free shipping. And there, let's see, cost of goods, 5 cents. Because I bought a whole box for, 50 cents or something. And shipping was $3.88. $3.88. Now it's going to Florida. Fees $1.04. And then I figured packaging material, it's probably not that much, but plus the label and all that stuff. 69 cents profit. That's what we're making on that. Holy moly. Next one is a Nazareth record. Went to Chris down in Roanoke. He had bought a Black Sabbath record a little while back. And I know you left me a message, Chris, so you... I'm so sorry. I even subscribed to your channel, and I cannot remember the name of it. I would give it a shout-out right here. So do me a favor, in the comments below, go ahead and put your channel name, and I'm going to pin it right here if I can find it. And I watched one of your videos the other day. He says he's going to use this one. I think you're going to frame it and put it up. It's not in the best of condition, but you put anything in a frame, and it looks pretty good, right? So $11.50 plus shipping for that one. And thank you for your support and for your kindness over the years. Appreciate it. Sold a Gantz elephant, and don't normally... Is that the elephant? Yeah, that's the elephant. Don't normally sell these. They're not worth a ton, but you know what? That's a beanie, and I got them at a lot of stuff. And my wife's like, yeah, we'll list them. Go ahead. So probably 50 cents here into, let me look, into $8 plus shipping. So not a huge profit, but super easy. Had another vintage ET jewelry buy right here, and I got 2 more pieces over here. And we're down to 2, just 2 of the 3D heads, although it shows 4 here. I think we're down to 2 because another one just sold, so it shows 2. And what's the other one? The Gertie one? That's the Elliott one. That's the Gertie pin. And so a total of 5 went out. And I've been trying to show you that over 50% of these are going to viewers, which is just, very few items get up that high of a percentage over to viewers. And these are definitely one of them. I would say definitely around the 60%, maybe 65% range. And this is no different here. Shout out to Ivan, by the way. And these went to Tammy. And that's the ET and Drag earrings, the flower earrings. That's what I call it anyways. I don't know what it is. ET earrings, and then Gertie pin, and an ET head. Total of $35.49 for that one. Slowly getting all the ET, she said. Thanks again for all the videos, the tips, the tricks, etc. I especially love the wrestling tees. There you go. I've heard you mention my favorite 80s wrestler recently, Tito Santana. He was my first favorite when I had favorites, and then I kind of shifted off, but Tito's always close to my heart. I just could not stand, what was that last tag team he was in? I just hated it. Anyway, she says she met so many wrestlers back in the day in my crazy young days. We went to all the WWF matches in Portland, Seattle, Tacoma for years. Those were some fun days. Anyways, thanks again, Entertainment, for the entertainment and knowledge. We appreciate it. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy them. And for those of you who are new to the channel, and that's a lot of you, there's like 50 to 75 people coming over to the Flipper channel every single day. And that's more right now than the Picker channel, and that has never, ever happened before. So This is Bubble Bucks, American Bubble Boy. Joel over there was kind enough to send us a bunch of these. There's a QR code on the back. If you ask for this in the comment on the purchase itself, we'll throw some in. If you're buying from American Bubble Boy, this is just a thank you to our audience. I'm not aware that he did this with anybody else. This audience is just absolutely amazing, and we really appreciate that. You guys are what make it possible for this sponsorship, for all the stuff we do, all the sponsored ads on the Picker channel, for the Supply Hut out there, and you guys bring those people to the table. And I'm trying my best to make sure that it's reciprocated to you in some way, shape, or form. I can't always do that with some of these folks, but with people like Charlie at Supply Hut and Joel at American Bubble Boy, you know, they're giving back a little bit. So it's 250 Bubble Bucks, which, by the way, is not $250. It's $2.50. But hey, every dollar you can save in this business, you know, yeah, it all adds up when you're working for yourself. Hey, Reagan hadn't been with us in a while, and that's probably why we're not selling stuff out of Commonwealth Picker, because you haven't been here in a while. But we sold a couple things, and what did we sell?
2 of the flat ornaments, and Melody and Michael got them. Melody
and Michael, and I think we have like two left, something like that, 3 maybe, I don't know. And something else that I thought maybe you should talk about.
Yeah.
I don't even know where it came from.
Me neither. But it's a Ravenclaw banner.
Ravenclaw banner.
Yep, from Harry Potter.
Okay, Ravenclaw. I don't think I remember that much.
It's one of the 4 houses.
One of the 4 houses. What are the other houses?
Gryffindor, Slytherin, and Hufflepuff.
Okay. What are you?
I'm mainly a Gryffindor, because, like, I took a little testy, but then it said I was, like, 20% Slytherin.
Okay.
So
all right. Well, one of these people here, where'd my little clipboard go? I should leave you in charge of this so I don't mess it up, but Melody is a homeschooling mama of 6. Her name on Facebook, Mercari, and eBay is Silver Racks. And let me read the message for the person that bought that right there. By the way, what do you think I am?
You'd probably be a
Don't say Slytherin.
Hufflepuff.
Hufflepuff?
I think. You'd either be a Hufflepuff or a Ravenclaw. I think it's Hufflepuff.
Okay. Hi, I watch your channel all the time. This is an early Christmas gift for my wife. She is a Ravenclaw. Love your channel. I sell video games on Mercari under the Geek Closet. Are you making faces back here?
No,
huh?
I'm looking at
teasing me. Anyway, thank you. $9.50 plus shipping, and
bye. And don't forget your sticker at CommonwealthPicker.com.
Hi, y'all. If you hear some stomping upstairs, it's because Turner's upstairs watching football, throwing the ball to himself, catching it, running into stuff, because Blue Ridge Mama's not home, which means he can get away with that stuff when he knows I'm working. We don't tell Mama. Boys got to be boys, right? Hey, that reminds me, though, that we had so I'm told, the Xbox One we have no longer works, and I don't quite know why, but it doesn't. That means I need an Xbox One. So don't get mad at me if you send a message and I don't respond, because I'm just going to pick one, because I know there's tons of people out there with Xbox Ones. As long as it's complete and working, send me an email or an Instagram and put a link to yours in the email or the Instagram, and I'm going to pick one, and we're going to go on there and buy it and replace it, and we'll give it to Turner for Christmas. So anyway, used or new, but preferably used, because I don't want to pay for a brand new one. So let me know if anybody out there has one. I also need, this is a weird request, blue Sharpies, blue and black Sharpies. So if anybody has a ton of blue Sharpies that they want to list, and then send me the link, or have listed, I need blue Sharpies, because I sign all that stuff and I just go through them like crazy, and you can't just buy the blue ones. And if anybody has those, by the way, it's a decent little bolo. If you find a ton of Sharpies in like a tub or something, you can sell those off in lots. As long as they're all working and tested, you can sell. Anyways, that's the crazy stuff I do. Most people don't do that. Sold some Mary Kay powder here, ivory. Right there, $9 plus shipping. Sold a blue polo shirt. This has been in the store a long time. Sold full size XL, $12 plus shipping. I don't know if I said Oakley or Under Armour. That's Oakley. And I was rather surprised when this came up as a sale for like $7.46. I'm like, what in the world? and I forgot. And I normally go through and do this, and I didn't do it for these, because these have been in the store a long, long time, because we have, you know, massive quantities of these, which we almost sold out, and then we were able to like buy the rest of them in all of America here. And we're selling them for $10 free shipping. And so I took everything that had been in the store for over a year back and changed and put it on a 25% off sale. Well, this person says, I finished my listings for the night and I saw this discount. Even though I already have one, I couldn't pass it up. Thanks, Kevin. Keep up the hustle. So that is awesome. I'm glad you got one, but you're the only one who got it on discount, because after I saw this, I'm like, wait a minute. And I went back and changed it. I usually take all of the multi-quantity listings off of the sale. They're in the store not because they don't sell. They're on the sale not because they don't sell. They're on the sale because they've been in the store for a long, long time, because they're multi-quantity. So if you ever do one of those sales, be careful your multi-quantities get checked off of that. You know, you do like, all right, from this date to this date, and then go through them, and if there's any multi-quantities, take them off. Hey, I guess I'll just end the show in here like we have been lately. Thank y'all for joining us, as you always do. Hopefully your sales are growing great. If you're not a reseller, I hope you're having a wonderful fall season and getting ready for the holidays that are coming up. I can't wait. I'm super excited to be at home for a while and to stay at home for a while, and to get a lot of this stuff listed, because I have the goal of getting this stuff really out there in the cabin, organized, out there in the supply hut, organized, reorganizing in here, and creating a system that will make it much easier to get everything listed this winter and have a lot of it cleaned out by yard sale season next year, and the system in place. Thank y'all for joining us, and I can't wait to see you next time.